Hello, Szewczaks. It's me, Maja Szewczak. And welcome to another episode of Dollhouse Lifehacks. Today, we'll be doing transparent beads. Some I bought from Temu, some have bought in Poland. We're going to use them in this episode. All of these that are in my hand. So, we're going to also use them to decorate this space here. For the first life hack, we're going to use those drop beads to make those drinks that are juice and they have coconut jelly in them. That I had a lychee one and it was available in Poland, so going to make them for my dolls using those beads. Now we're going to glue some white sequins to the back of them. For mine, I'm using manicure scissors to cut them to the shape of squares. You can use any shape, but the squares are the most like the ones those drinks have had for the coconut jellies in them. So I'm making squares. I'm going to add some pink sequins in the same shape. Cut to the same shape to also give in to it some lychee jelly for variety of different flavors in it. Because we like variety of things, right? So we're adding it in. Then we're going to let it dry. I've made lychee and apricot. Time for them to dry. They've dried. This is the front. The sequins are at the back for these results. And I'm using a dark background so you can see it better. The jelly cubes inside them, even though they're on the outside of the bead. So that's what we have. Now let's put labels on them with foam adhesives and paper. Labels done. Now add a lid. I've glued the gemstones for it. Now let it dry. For Astrid Fish skirt, we're going to use white fabric, white organza ribbon, a bluish gray marker. It's called teal gray. You'll need needles and threads and beads, and we're also going to use this one in it. I've stitched the ribbon on. Time to give it bluish gray gingham on the t-shirt fabric part of it. Done. The next part is to stitch on beads. This is going to be so much fun. We've stitched the beads on, and then I worked it into stitching it all together and putting it on Astrid's face. Because the big bead was a button, I was able to decorate from underneath it and to the front of it. Now it has to dry. I think I'll set the jelly cube theme for the entire episode. I've covered a hole in the skirt with this pink bow, and it works. It really suits Astrid's face. Another thing you can do with transparent beads is to make a transparent jelly oil. So, if that's a button, I'm just making a pattern with the wire that will make the legs hold together. And also I want the legs to be in proper position. So that's what I'm doing. Now we need thin beads for the legs. Legs added to the body. I've used beads and wire and sequins for them. Now we're going to make the wings. I've added the wings. They kind of look like a fly's wings. That's because I wanted the oil to be translucent. With those jelly cubes and shapes, and if I used opaque, then that wouldn't show up through it. So another step for the underneath layers. We're going to add them in with glue. The sequin jelly cubes have been added. Time for them to dry, and it will look more like an oil later. I'm now going to color the oil warm fuchsia mixed with light violet mauve. Done. For the eyes, I'm going to use those lychee eyes I've made with a sequin. I'm going to glue it on the oil now. because I kind of wanted to use eyes that are already ready to be used on a thing for my dolls. I know I'll have such huge eyes, and we're going to turn that into a beak with a chocolate marker. I'm kind of going to fix the eye placement and the strength of it holding to the surface, because look at this. The sequins are kind of 3D. Look. So that's why I have to make sure of how I apply the glue. Now I apply the eye. And we're going to let it dry. Another life hack you can do is to make a guitar out of transparent beads. So we're going to start with adding wire into the hole in the bead. And we're going to bend it and we're making guitar strings for the guitar. Bend the wire. And we're going to add a bead there to finish it off. And now we have bent it and made a simple guitar. However, there's decorating to do. Chocolate brown around the flower, and the lychee would need to have red edges on it. Done. At this side, we're going to add those cubes there. Done. Let it dry. Oh, look at the range. I had this translucent yellow button. We're going to turn it into a stand. We're going to insert wire into the holes of the button, and this lid from the glue we're going to add in, and then we're going to feed the wire again into it. And here again. Now we have this. We're going to cover this up with a yellow pipe cleaner. I have wrapped it all around. And now we have this. For the underneath layer of the table, I've decided that I also wanted to add the jelly cubes in there with strawberries. So I've used sequins, cut them to the right shape, and I'm going to show you how it looks. Like this. Now it has to dry. As I make the stand, I added an umbrella to it and a cardboard insert that would become like the mug of this. So that's what I'm making for the end of the video. I've glued in a gemstone ribbon for the stand that I'm making. It has to dry now. The umbrella has been painted using watercolor paints. And I've added a sign there, and it really suits Astrid Fizz. And guess what else? You can remove it and use the mug as storage for the dollhouse items while you are not using them. That's the finished episode. So, we've made the stand, the aisle, the skirt, and the guitar. What do you think of it all? These were life hacks on how to use transparent beads. Anyways, bye, Szewczak. See you in another episode. Bye.